Welcome to Higher Caliber.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Higher Caliber. Today is episode 39. I'm sitting here with my co-host, Jason.
What's up, man?
We got Jeff, and our featured guest is Devy Kay.
Howdy.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Jason.
Jason?
That's what I heard.
I thought I enunciated Jason.
No, you got it.
Jason, yeah. That's my street name.
Anyway, we're sitting down in the Beat Laboratory today, trying to get to know Devy Kay a little better.
Yes, sir.
So
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm 22. I'm a rapper. I'm a producer. I'm an artist. I make all my own beats. I'm from Mansfield, Ohio. I've been just moved to Columbus, Ohio. 419 to 614. You know, I got to throw that in there. But yeah, man, I've just been writing raps a really long time. We always wrote raps and stuff through high school. And about the time I was 19, that's when I got my first MacBook and got out of that first little janky studio setup, started learning how to produce and all that. And it's just been a grind ever since, man. You know, you get better every day. It's one of those things you can never perfect. Doing shows, dropping songs, do a show, drop a song, do a show, link with people, collab with people. I feel like everyone knows the realms of the music game, like the basics of it. So, you know.
I don't really know, man. That's what I want to learn. Like, when did it stop becoming a hobby for you? And then you're like, I'm going to get serious with this
It's
stuff.
still a hobby.
Okay.
That might be like an issue for me a little bit because, I mean, I'll just kind of like dive into my life a little bit. I just dropped a project. What's today, Friday? Yeah, I just dropped a project yesterday. Through the Floor, Devy Kay and Kootke Beats out now, wherever you get your tunes.
Cool.
But my producer, I've been working with him, or a producer I've been working with, he's in India. And
Nice.
Internet's cool. You can make friends like all over and shit.
For sure.
I can swear, right? Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Sweet.
For sure.
Okay.
Say whatever the fuck you want, man.
Yeah. All right. That's perfect. But yeah, we were working together the past year and all that. And where was I going with that?
Meeting people around the world.
Yeah, no, I went on a side tangent though before that. And we had a conversation this morning and we were talking about royalties and everything. And I don't really give a shit about money. Like, I mean, I want to make music my life and like make money from it and live comfortably and all that. But when I sit down and make a song, I'm never like, I need this X amount of royalties. I need like this much for a feature, that much for a beat. You know,
Right.
like if I make music or give someone a beat, it's just because I genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah, it's
And
about the art.
it's what I do. Yeah.
Well, it makes the product better too, I would
That too.
imagine.
Like,
You don't have
I-
anybody's fingers in your business then.
Yeah. But people always talk to me. They're like, you got all these beats. You gotta sell these. You gotta make an LLC. You gotta get that copyright. And then that shit makes my head hurt. I'm
Right.
like, I just want to make music, man.
Right.
At some point though, you do gotta take a step back and like learn the business side of it. And I know like the basics of the business, I guess, but you know, not enough money is really flowing in to upscale it, you know, in a
Right.
way. So yeah, right now it's just focus on building a following. That's really been my whole purpose, is just getting people behind the music, behind the brand, behind the product. Cause
Put yourself out there.
yeah, the music has to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the music business is like marketing over actual talent. How many artists do you guys know or bands or whatever that you probably hate or don't think sound good?
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're just in your face or in your phone screen all day.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate for the people that are I don't listen to that I probably should, but I will probably never find them. You know what I mean?
I mean, a lot of it's on them though. If they don't put themselves out there, you're never gonna hear them. So a lot of it, I don't really like label myself as a rapper as much anymore. But within being an artist, there comes a level of vulnerability with it, and you got to have thick skin with that, and really like putting your thoughts and feelings on a page and rapping it into a microphone or singing it into a microphone, and then posting it up on TikTok, and in 2 seconds you get fucking kill yourself, like you suck, like you know.
The internet is a terrible thing in that aspect.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like the internet. And like it has its perks, you know, like I definitely, but when it comes to like posting every day and all that, I was never a guy that, you know, posted pictures on Instagram or anything. I was a lonely kid in high school. I was a, you know, chubbier, quiet kid. I didn't have friends or nothing like that really. So, you know, I graduated high school and I was like, well, if I'm really going to go after this music shit, because COVID wiped away my scholarship. I mean, even within that, I was still writing songs and all that. And I was going to get a business marketing degree, but lost my scholarship. So now I'm like, all right, now I got to market Devy Kay. How am I going to do this? And it's just, it's a learning process, man. But
me and Jeff talk about that quite a bit. Just putting yourself out there.
Yeah. It's something I don't struggle with it because I've come to terms with it, but it's like, I think there's a correlation to like what you're saying, you know, the time you put in. And if you're someone who just makes a lot of stuff, that's what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
So being online and, you know, dealing with the comments or, you know, even just going to post stuff is kind of getting in the way of that. So.
And the internet's so saturated now.
Yeah.
If you're not posting every day, I mean, if you're not posting 4, 5, 6 times a day, 9 times out of 10, no one even sees you.
Yeah. It's crazy. A double-edged sword because you on one end, you don't want to put up with it, but then you don't want to get like left behind.
Yeah.
So
that's, exactly.
Never, when I was 14, I started writing when I was 13, but every day at 14, never would I thought I'd have to like learn an algorithm.
Right.
You know, so now it's just like, I love how I'll go, like I haven't posted a reel in a little bit, but I know when I go post one this weekend, it's going to get, you know, 1,300 plays right off the bat. But if I start posting them every day and more consistently, that play count just drops.
Right.
Do not know why it works like that.
I feel like the algorithm is ever changing as well. Like,
how do you learn that? When you said learn algorithm, I was like, how do you even learn that?
Yeah, I was about to ask you some questions.
It goes from the most basic, like you Google what's the best time to post. And then it's like most users are on Monday through Thursday from like 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is good, or like 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. is good. Everybody's getting off work. So then you like, I don't know. If you're going to learn it, Google's a good place to start. Even some places tell you like, this is when we push things out.
Right.
And then you're kind of like a slave to the algorithm, but
I've kind of figured out like, I mean, I only have like 800 followers, but I've kind of figured out my little niche. Like, okay, I'm associated, like, I don't want to call you guys like old, but like I'm associated with a lot of like older people older than me.
Take it.
yeah.
But like, you know, like
I know what you mean.
You know, I'm a baby though. Well, I don't think I'm a baby, but you know, people look at me as a baby.
That's networking, you know, and like you got to get outside of your own, you know, culture or whatever. I think
They got the money though too.
The oldies?
No, the older people. There ain't no 22-year-old kids buying merch. Like, yo, man, I'll buy a ticket to your show. True. They're like, yo, man, can you give me it for free? Can you give me a hoodie, whatever? But no, there's like
that's the fake support, you know.
Yeah. But if there's someone like who's actually put the time in something or worked at something, you know, they'll like take the $10 to $15, whatever, and actually put it in your pocket because it's genuine and reciprocated, and they put in their time or something. But I mainly post like really early in the morning because that's when all those folks are getting up and going to work.
Yeah.
And if I post between like 8 and 9, that's when I get a lot of good reciprocation, or like noon because like lunch breaks and shit, like you were saying, or like people getting off work. But if I post anything after 5 o'clock, I ain't getting nothing. Anything after 3, nothing.
Yep. So you just get buried. Yeah. You're like, get way down
I
there.
don't know what to do. I literally don't. I'm very much better with connecting with people like this, like meeting people. And that's why I always encourage people to come to shows. And people will talk shit on my posts. And I'm like, hey man, come out to a show, meet me. You don't even know me. Shake my hand. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. The internet's made people like, if you can't say something to somebody's face, most people won't, but the internet's made it to where you can just do whatever you want. I was going to ask you, did you start writing songs before you started making beats? Like what came first?
Yeah, I started writing songs. I had no clue how to make beats till I was 19.
Yeah.
I would like try to buy beats from people and their beats were shitty, but mainly I just came up off of YouTube beats. Yeah. Like this artist type beat, or, you know, fucking Big Sean type beat, Lil Wayne type beat, Eminem type beat. And I have a line just like, who, you know, made it this far rapping off of type beats, some shit like that. But yeah, I wrote songs for years. Like I started writing when I was 14. Like I was like, again, like, I mean, I won't get cried my life out, but I was a lonely kid. So just like coming home, I'm also the youngest of 6, and just like sibling would leave, sibling would grow old, or like, turn 18, bounce, or college, whatever they had going on. And just being alone in my room, like that was kind of like my therapy in a way, in a big way. So I just wrote songs. And so by the time I started putting out music at 18 and all that, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I already had like a decent understanding.
A big catalog?
Not catalog, but like a decent understanding of how to push a pen and write a song, form a hook. I mean, I'm still kind of like trash in my opinion at writing hooks. That's why I like my songs are more rap. I can't sing for shit either. Yeah, I wrote for years. And then the aux cord went out in my, not even like the aux cord, but what I plugged my aux cord into, like the audio jack went out in my Caliber when I was 19, and I had a CD player in it, and I had 4 CDs, and one was like a Halsey CD. Then I had Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent, 2001 Chronic, Dr. Dre, and Recovery by Eminem. And I never listened to the Chronic by that point. Honestly, I was 19 years old, as big as a rap fan as I am, but I put in the 2001 Chronic, and like 3rd song in, I'm like, I gotta learn how to make fucking beats, man.
Yep.
And
so I would say one of my questions was going to ask you, like, what was an inspiration? I'm assuming Dr. Dre then.
For sure. Dr. Dre and this dude right here, Russ. Do you know who Russ is?
Russ?
Russ, Russ.
No, you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I found this dude when he had 700 followers on SoundCloud. Do you guys know what SoundCloud is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really a thing anymore, but he kind of like made SoundCloud cool, at least in my eyes. And when I found him, I was like 11 years old, maybe younger, honestly. But he had 700 followers. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he had all these songs I like, so I just always followed him. Now he's globally known, billions upon billions of streams, multiple songs with billions of streams. This is his first album right here. There's Really a Wolf. This is the first hip hop album in history where it's been written, recorded, mixed, mastered, and engineered all by the same person.
That's impressive.
And it made it to the Billboard 200. People give him a lot of shit because he makes like a lot of like love songs and stuff like that. But like, it's called being an artist, Right. If you want longevity, you need a female fan base.
Fair.
People shit on Drake, but look at Drake.
Right.
Drake is holding a fat L. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that rap beef at all.
I did. But I had to chronologically play all the songs for my wife. Oh, yeah. And she was like, I don't get any of this. And I'm like,
you were probably freaking out.
I'm like, I got to start from the first song.
Go back to 2013.
Yeah. And then she didn't care, but it was a long car ride. Anyway.
At least you tried.
I tried.
People are still going to be listening to Drake songs though. I love Drake.
Right.
But, it doesn't matter what. He's got those love songs. And verify your love. Like you're still going to be listening and singing to him. So, but no, Russ showed me he was like full blown independent. He would always like talk his shit, like mixed, mastered, written, and engineered on all his first shit when he really started popping. And he showed me all you needed was a MacBook, a microphone, a bedroom, and a love for the game. And
that's fair.
He has a song called Losing Control. It's his biggest. If it's not his biggest, it's definitely top 3. But he made that on a MacBook with a $10 like USB like baby blue microphone or something like that. Like baby bottle pop rocket blue microphone. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But that song has made him millions upon millions of dollars. And he recorded that in a hotel room.
And it just takes one.
Yeah.
That's inspirational.
Oh, yeah.
I'd play it for you guys, but I don't want to get a copyright strike, so we'll listen to it afterwards.
I'll just shout it out. Like, people call me a Russ Dick writer, but, like, it is what it is.
You're not allowed to be inspired by anybody. You got to be... That's
Devy Kay is my favorite rapper, man. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but I think he's pretty cool,
There you go. What are you going to say, Jeff?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I forget now.
Came and went.
It was something. I was going to ask, if he's just recorded it with such a cheap setup, and is that part of it then, that he was able to get such a good quality out of it, or it's still kind of shit quality? It's just the material.
That's not shit quality. A lot of it's just knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have like a good enough basic setup, I mean, how familiar are you guys with DAWs? I know he uses Logic, but
I just know that he's like pulling stuff out. I didn't, know a little bit where it's it's like you can pull certain sounds out. So I'm sure he did a fair amount of that. So I just wondered if that was part of it, like
a lot of the
technical
recording process with songs is also just repetition, like just knowing where to sit at a microphone. Like for the longest time,
I'm probably messing that up right now.
No, you're fine. We can hear you clearly.
Yeah, you sound good,
that.
dude.
But if
I'll
you're
fix it if not.
recording a song, like you want that microphone about a fist away from your face. And for the longest time, I'd be like out here and I crank my microphone all the way up and there'd be like clipping and shit in the audio. But a lot of it, like, and also it's just when you're especially rapping, I do this sometimes. I have to fucking redo my take, but I'll be reading off my phone and I'll be like bobbing my head and moving like that, but it messes with the audio. So you kind of just have to stay still in front and center.
In
like
recording mode.
Yeah. 50% of the mixing is just getting a good performance on the vocal take.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like photography. You can make a good picture with any camera.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But,
Do you got like a spit guard? Just I've seen people use them.
Pop filter?
Yeah, like where to put their face so you don't move it.
Oh, no.
I've seen people do that where they're eating. There's like, technically it's a filter, right? We have a couple, where I think technically it's a spit filter or spit guard because this is like a pop filter, but like the screen, I'm talking about like the screen that comes out.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't have one of those.
If your like face is right next to it or you put it exactly where you want it to be, so your face will never move. So you know exactly where your face has to be. So you don't like, they're like $5. Just be chomping on it.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, pop filters come in handy though. I got chubby cheeks a little bit and like I enunciate like everything in my songs and like even if you've ever seen, well, none of you guys have seen me perform live, but for those who have, like you'll see there's spit come flying out of my mouth because I like struggle with like the ch and like there's just certain syllables that like my lips just don't want to form very well. That's also another thing. It's just like learning what you're good at and what you're not good at. Like there's just some words that I cannot say. Like,
is that right? Why it seems like some rappers stick to certain rhyming schemes because their mouth just doesn't do the other ones. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I have a line that says, I have to say it slow because if I say it fast, I can't really enunciate it perfectly, but, it's reppin' Richland County, but I'm everything but rich. But in the song I say it in, I say it very fast, and it's like repping Richland County. Like when I hit that Richland, it's like it just like waters together, like Richland, like So like it's just like down here in my lower jaw, like it does not come out well. So
someone was telling me, maybe it was you when I was tattooing you, like Adele. I think it was someone was talking about her taping process or recording process, and like literally every word gets sung separately.
I was telling you about
was it you?
What's her name? The Billie Eilish.
Oh
yeah.
She was saying go ahead.
I was just telling him, I think during our conversation that I remember like rappers in like the, 90s or 2000s, like took a lot of shit. I think A$AP Rock was one of them where he like cut the out of it, and so you couldn't really sing you couldn't sing along really because you run out of breath.
Yeah.
But he kind of caught a lot of shit because it was like ultra edited at that point. And I just wondered if that landscape has completely changed at this point.
I mean, if I do that shit.
Well, yeah.
I'll cut out my breath. If you got a big ass.
Yeah. You're gasping.
Yeah. I cut it out. Like I have my buddy Keith, he's my hype man for my shows a lot of the times. And I mean, I think rap shows go great when you have a hype man because like there's so much production in rap now. And I love hearing like celebrities or some shit talk when they go to like a 50 Cent show or a, Busta Rhymes show. And they're like, oh, it was ass. Like the audio there sucked because it's just because there's so much production in it now.
Right.
And that's why it's like they record these really fast songs and all that. And
can't keep up.
In the studio, the fans don't hear that or the cut or, fill me in here at this drop or whatever. So when they hit that live, presence, that's not how they actually do it. So they have to do it how they're capable of doing it. And they need to do that.
Right.
But as I've gotten older and more like familiar with the recording process and trying to become better, and like my song Mothership, but that's one of the songs I just dropped recently. I didn't cut any of my breaths out of it. And it helps it sound a lot more natural. But if you cut a lot of them, it can start to sound very robotic and ultra edited and all that. With the Billie Eilish thing, me and my lady were just talking about this. I seen a video one time, and her brother is actually her engineer, like her recording guy. And they used 87 different takes.
That's what. Yeah, it's probably the same video I was
for
telling
like
him
a piece
about.
of audio. Like,
Yeah, it was
like,
just
like
that.
one line, 87 different
Just
takes.
trying it a million different ways, and then after the fact, picking
Just
it
the
out.
best of the best, and just putting it
all together.
I understand making something sound good and doing different takes. Like that's
Same.
fine, but
87.
87.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but think
Yeah.
about a supermodel on a magazine. Like, is that even close? Like, it's not even close to the person anymore. Like have you ever seen the thing on? It's like a Photoshop guy, and he takes a picture of a granny pretty much, and he just like
Makes her
starts
hot.
liquefying the shit out of it.
Makes her a gilf, you know?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And I guess the same thing could be said for everything. It's kind of, there's an illusion involved,
Yeah.
you know, so you want to play with the illusion, but you don't want to you can't bring that live, obviously.
No. I mean, I'm sure she can, you know, it's,
Granny?
oh, not Granny. No, I'm talking Billie Eilish, man.
Yeah.
You know, I can't talk shit about Billie Eilish. She's where she is.
I mean,
and
a
I'm
lot
where
of
I'm
people
at.
still go to her shows and hear her sing. So, I mean, it's probably
sure.
not that
I
bad.
guess I'm not even saying one is better than the other. It just seems like a change towards digital, you know, and
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
photography is the same way, where it used to be pretty hard to fake something, and now you can fake
it's like
it.
the easiest thing to fake.
I can't believe they haven't come out with something that just analyzes that, whether it's music or whatnot. There has to
They
be
do.
a certain signature in there.
They
that,
have,
you know.
I mean, they have AI that fights AI now.
Oh, Terminator.
Dude,
Yeah.
AI is fucking
X.
scary.
I know.
We just start with 10.
I didn't mean to bring that up in front of Jeff because he's going to derail, or I derailed him, I should say.
I'm John Connor's grandpa, by the way.
You
I don't know
how
if
to
you know
fill
that.
me in, bro. I don't know who John Connor is.
John Connor's,
Really?
Sarah
No.
Connor's husband.
You know, the movie
Or,
Terminator.
son, sorry.
I have to save this
From
from
Terminator.
robots, really.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a long story.
Anyway, you're playing at Mansfield Music Festival.
Yes,
Is this
sir.
your second time?
Second time.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like my 5th year in a row going, and my second time performing. The only reason I performed last year, shout out my brother and his band Under Substance. Go check them out. I got them tatted right there as well by yours truly. And
Nice.
I think you guys would genuinely like their music. They're great. But he broke his hand last year, like a couple weeks before they were supposed to perform, like not even 2 weeks. He messed up his thumb really bad, and he's the guitar player, and just
Yeah, you can't have that.
yeah. Austin Moore hit me. Thank you, Austin Moore, you know, and he let me have my brother's spot, and me and my buddy Keith killed that shit. They even got for the hip hop stage this year and all that. They got the photo of me and Keith performing,
Nice.
last year. So, you know,
Were you guys kind of the only hip hop act last year? Or?
no. I honestly don't even remember it. Like this past year, it's just flown by because I didn't even do a Mansfield show until June last year, and I've been here my whole. Like I'm 22 in my eyes. I've been here my whole life. Like, man, I want to be fucking big at 23. I'm 21. I don't even got a hometown show yet, but we had like a showcase out at Pregame. You ever heard of Pregame? It's on Park Ave. It's
Did it change? Was it something that changed?
It was like Goodfellas or some
Okay.
shit like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
before, but we had like a showcase at Pregame in June, and that was what really like put me in front of people's eyes and all that. And then Von Doom did a show. My buddy Von Doom did a show called The Late Night Slice at Two Cousins in July, and then my brother hurt his hand in August, and I was able to do Mansfield Music Fest in August. I know there was a couple rappers, but this year there's a whole stage designated just for hip hop.
That's cool.
I can't really recall who was all there last year. And I think the Cause was there. There was a group called 740's Finest there. But what is 740? They're around here.
That's
740.
Akron. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think it's
Akron's 330.
No, it's one of the guys we interviewed. His name's Chris from the 740, and it's
Isn't it Mount
is it
Vernon?
Morrow County?
Oh,
Yeah, or Licking? No, that's north.
that stuff doesn't
one of
apply
those.
anymore, does it?
Down that way, south.
South. It's south here. Or-
Everybody's everything now.
What?
Area codes. Is it a thing anymore?
I think so.
It's still a thing.
They've had to add
It got
a few.
really big.
They had to add
But
a few.
yeah,
I mean,
when I was a
they're
But it's
still
like
the,
the
they're still the
classical
OG
reference.
area codes,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I mean. It's a reference to the past, kind of, because like
Yeah,
I could get
right.
a 740 right now.
right. I get what you're saying.
I'll go on Google Voice.
you
Get a
must have done
740
good.
right now.
You must have done pretty good because you're coming back. You got an invite to come back this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very grateful for it.
That's cool, man.
I love Austin. I love Jake and Jill. They're helping throwing it on the cause. Jameson and Tia, they really brought it in and stepped up the hip hop this year. So DJ Drojak, my guy DJ Drojak, he's gonna be running sound that whole night. It's just a great group, man. I'm very blessed to be inside of like Mansfield's hip hop footprint now, man. I know Mansfield's small to some people, but being 14 and like I struggle with like self-confidence and self-esteem and shit like that, and just always struggling with that my whole life, thinking like I would never be shit. And then I like struggle to be present and be happy most of the time as well. But when I look back and reflect on it, I'm like, man, everything my 14-year-old self wanted, like I've done or I have or I am doing. So yeah, I can't be too upset about it. Yeah.
I mean, that's how you combat all that shit, is just being grateful for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You're onto something there.
Yeah.
What was it like your first time just performing in front of people? Was it nerve-wracking, or was it as bad as you thought it was going to be? Like as far as nerves go?
My very first time performing, it was with my buddy Dave, Dooms Dave. It was in Akron. It was at a place called The Vortex. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but I performed there a bunch. I mean, I could compare it to like Electric Company here, but it's this cool little venue, and it was on his set, but he brought me up for a song, but like they were having technical difficulties or some shit with the sound, and Mike Wendell was the first dude that ever handed me a microphone. I'll never forget that. And he brought up this one dude to rap, to like spit some bars while they fix these speakers real quick, and he was like, give me a word. And I wasn't supposed to do this, but like people started yelling words, and he, like, nothing against him, but he was just like, shy, like wasn't prepared or like had it. And I'm fucking yelling words like apple, staircase, lamp. And like, I'll like would yell a word, and I'm yelling words that rhyme with it, like at him. And I wasn't like trying to be rude or nothing, but I was just yelling. The mic grabs the microphone. He's like, you can rap. And I'm like, me? And I didn't think he was talking to me. He's like, yeah, you get up here. And I was supposed to go up the next set anyway. But I wasn't really nervous the first time. I was just more so like ready. Like, this is the moment I've been waiting for my whole life. And so I did like that show, went great, wasn't nervous. Then just slowly, like the shows, like honestly, I might not maybe had like one or two more in Akron or Toledo or something like that, or Kent. Like it took me forever to get a show in Mansfield. Or Cleveland. I've been up in Cleveland a bunch as well. But I got the show at pregame last year in June. Went great. Me and my buddy Keith rehearsed it in and out. We just had a rehearsal today. It was so this year's Mansfield Music Fest. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for it. But if y'all could come out, I genuinely appreciate it. Day 2.
Is it the 16th?
16th to the 17th.
Well, I mean, what day are you playing?
Yeah.
17th, day 2.
Next week.
I really wish they would have freaking. We were talking about you playing. I'm like, I really wish they would have split who's playing on which days on the cover art. Like they
have flyers of like this.
Like we saw your name through all the stuff, but it just says 16 and 17 and no like.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out which day
you were playing.
And those old people can't go to 2 concerts, like 2 days in one weekend. Hell no.
Yeah.
3 days of Ink's already killed me, but
day 1 is Friday the 16th. I think that's genuinely like hardcore and just like some rock stuff and indie stuff maybe, and then day 2, I know they have a hip hop stage, and then there's the heavy metal stage. My brother's playing on that stage, and then they have another stage for like the rest of the indie groups, or like, I mean, there's not even really like that. Like, it's hard to put people in genres now.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just, I don't want to
I always thought that was stupid anyway.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to call like the misfits, the ones you can't put on the heavy metal or the hip hop stage, but just like the people in like the kind of their own footing they're on.
Sometimes it's warranted.
Stage.
There should be a really broad group. Like, you don't bring your family to listen to like thrash metal when you don't know it's like a band is playing. What do they play?
Well, okay.
I don't know. Megadeth's on stage, just melting little girls' faces off.
Just metal. It's still metal.
Yeah. No, I'm saying.
But
kids are still going to be there, by the way.
The shows for me, they were going good. And I mean, they've never like really have gone completely bad. Not in like other people's eyes. I've definitely had shows where like, fuck, I wish I could have did that better. I wish I didn't, mess up here. I wish I would have, been more fit for this show. Cause like rapping takes a lot of breath, and being good live is a whole different ball game. And people give me shit because I don't rap over my full songs. I do have backing vocals, but there's so much production in rap shows now. And this is why bigger artist rap shows sound shitty, is because they're rapping over the full song 7 out of 10 times. So what I do, I make my own beats and record all the stuff on my own so I can do this. I'll go in and I'll lower the vocal to like 40%, 50%. Because nine times out of 10, when you're going to the Vortex, nothing against the Vortex or any other venue I've played at, but it's kind of a shitty sound system, and they're fucking blaring it through the roof all night, and it's busted as hell. So when you get on that microphone through all that bass, the people can't even hear you, unless you're literally eating the microphone or you're at full vocal volume, or if you take a breath, it's kind of like you lose the crowd in that split second. But I also didn't always have a hype man, so having that little backup vocal really helped me a lot. So the shows always went good, and then somewhere kind of at the top of this year, I honestly, like, I just started getting hella anxiety before shows, because I just like, they're going good. Or like I would like fuck up. And after every time I get off stage, I'm like, how'd it sound? Was it good? Was this part okay? I know I didn't like this part. How'd that sound? And everyone's like, oh, Dev, you're good, blah, blah, blah. But top of this year, man, I was just getting like jittery, getting butterfly, like getting super fucking nervous. And I don't know where it came from, but I think it was just bound to come on at some point. Right. And it's kind of like UFC fighters or any other performer in a way. Like if you don't get like at least a little bit of nerves, I've had shows where I had one show where I went out flat. I was like, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't excited. I was just like, meh. Yeah. And I look back on it now, I'm like, that was probably my worst show, honestly.
Just for not hyping yourself up even a little bit, like a healthy amount of nerves.
Yeah. It's better to have like a little bit of anxiety. If you had like 100% bar, you want it at about like 30%, 40%, at least me personally. I kind of want to feel like the odds are stacked against me a little bit. I feel like that's how it's always been.
Do you, well, 2 questions, I guess. Do you tape record like your shows? Like, do you record the audio? Like,
no.
To see, because I don't shoot pictures of tattoos because it fucks with me, basically. Same thing, maybe. Like, you would go and analyze it and waste time analyzing it a little too much.
Like people will take videos on their phone.
Yeah. And
like, if it sounds good through a phone, like a fucking phone speaker, like it probably sounds good in person.
Checks.
Yeah.
But you're not going back over all your words and like, oh man, I messed up that word. Like, you don't do
in
that.
My head, I am. Yeah. In my head.
That's bad enough.
Like, yeah. I'll tear my ass up over it. Yeah. Like, there have been shows where I've been performing and my songs are very lyrical. Like, I put my songs like on fucking paper, like maybe not as much now. If I write a song on paper, I still have to type it in my notes just so my blind ass can read it when I'm recording. Like, it's so hard with my mic shield and all that, like holding up a fucking notebook, like, and like, my handwriting's not the best thing either. But I don't really like fret over. I'm learning not to fret over like fucking up on a show, because everyone fucks up, but definitely
people like it actually.
Yeah.
I think. They want to see a little bit of the handcraft in there, I think.
Like, if I like stutter on a word or I'll forget a line or something like that, that's what I was getting to. Like, there have been shows, or I remember Res Fest last year. Oh yeah, we had Res Fest last year. That was another Halloween show we did in the basement of a hair salon.
Nice.
Me and my buddy Keith threw that. Like 92 people showed up. It was beautiful. We had all of our homies on it. It was a great. We're doing it again this year. So, he's doing it again this year. I'm in Columbus now. So, but
Res Fest. What's the res?
Like
part?
Resurrection.
They're raising the dead, bro.
Literally,
literally.
Shout out AP. We got a song called "Raise the Dead." But
you're right. You're hanging out with old people.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, but we can get in all the details of it. But
I took away your thunder.
No, you're okay. I always lose my train of thought, dude. I was just talking to my lady the other day. I was like, I think I got short-term memory problems, like, because I asked her a question and she told me the answer, And not even 2 minutes later, I was like, I know you just answered that fucking question. What did you say? And but I had a song called Chop, and like I'll fuck up like this. Like sometimes and I'm deaf, I'm blind, I can't hear, like, you know, joints fuck up a lot. But I started rapping sooner than I should have. And everyone and then my backing vocal comes in and everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? So like, if you're going to do that, you definitely have to make sure you're in tune and on point, or like there'll be times like I'll fucking switch lines around. We just did that in rehearsal today and we looked at each other like, fuck, we're going to have to tune that one down. But yeah, I mean, I do that a lot too, but definitely this year, like the later half of this year with the shows I've been doing, I've kind of just developed like this, like fucking I'm human chip on my shoulder. Yeah. So I don't really like worry about fucking up as much as I used to.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I was going to ask if you like ever do like, I don't know what the word for it is, pre-visualization before do you like go and envision, you know, a decent show beforehand?
Do you not want to say the M word?
Meditation? No, I would say more pre-visualization. Isn't your mind supposed to be dead with meditation? This is more like intense thinking.
When I rehearse, like I was doing it today, like when I rehearse, like I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the hip hop show or the hip hop stage this year is inside of the lodge this year at Snow Trails. So like when I was rehearsing today, I was just kind of like picturing myself inside the lodge looking at the people. Hell yeah. And that's what I do every time I like rehearse wherever I know I'm going. And I've been around Ohio a lot in the rap scene now, but I kind of know what the venue looks like, what the stage is going to be. So I always like mentally put myself there just so when I'm in the moment, I can execute it as best as I can.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Smart.
Yeah.
I also pray every time before I perform. Whether I got my buddy Keith really helped me with like, I mean, I'm not a churchgoer or anything. Like I did go to church for a little bit, but I don't agree with everything in the Bible necessarily. I think
you can still pray though.
Yeah. I believe in like a higher, like I call it God. I call it a God. I believe in God. You know, I believe in a higher power. But I pray before I perform, and it helps me.
To help center you a little bit.
Oh yeah, there have been shows I have not prayed before, and they could have gone a lot better. And I'm like, okay, God, I got you. I hear you, big man. You know, so
I used to do that jumping dirt bikes. And,
yeah.
You know, it becomes kind of a test, like you're saying, a little bit, where it's like, I just broke my leg. Why didn't you get my back on that? Which isn't really a fair test because, you know, you're kind of putting yourself out there. But
for sure.
Have you been wanting to say who's the best 5 rappers of all time?
I didn't even think about that.
Go for it. That's your 5.
I was going to ask you, but I know. Did you watch Chappelle's show?
Let the old people go first, really.
You watch Chappelle's show?
Not episode, like not religiously, but I have faint memories of Chappelle's show.
Skit of
that was a real show. P. Diddy, right?
Yeah. They make fun of P. Diddy, but it's
I don't even know what the show was called. This was years back.
Road Rules or
no.
Who's the best 5 rappers of all time?
That was
Dylon.
Yeah.
Because I spit hot fire.
Yeah. It was Chappelle.
It was Chappelle making fun of
about, but
it was the studio down.
It was a real.
Anyway. The real one was almost as absurd.
Yeah, shut the studio down.
Yeah,
I need
breast milk.
Breast milk. Cambodian breast milk.
Yeah,
and it better be fresh. No, the only thing I wanted to add about doing live shows and stuff for me, the end user, I guess, for music. A live show can kind of sound like crap, but it's all about the experience for me.
Yeah.
Like you listen to the studio tracks to really love or like the song or the music, but to go see it live, it could, as long as you catch every couple words, because to be honest, it's so loud, at least at a rock or metal show. I've never been to a hip hop show, but you can't hear. It's so loud that you can't hear.
Like ear fucking you the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's the experience.
Yes.
Like you see, your favorite artist up there doing their thing, and you're with your buddies, hopefully, and you're living in the moment. That's what I love.
One of my favorite moments of my life, like definitely top 3, is I went to a Wiz Khalifa and Logic show.
Nice.
And okay, before I touch on that, I want to bring up the backing vocal thing because you guys were talking about Dylon. And this rapper right here who I got tatted, his name's Cal Scrubby. He's from Ohio. I went to one of his shows last year or 2 years ago in May. And it was more, he's not like a he's not like a He's not a Wiz Khalifa or a Logic level like type of rapper. He's still like independent, kind of unknown. If you know him type shit. And I went to his show and he had backing vocals and he sounded so fucking good. And I listened to his music religiously, so I know what the studio track sounds like. And I'm like, oh, he just has his vocals lowered. That's how he can cut through the mix and the fucking live setup so well. And I was like, I need to start doing that shit. That's why I started doing that shit. But with what you're saying, I go to this Logic and Wiz Khalifa concert. Logic was fucking great. And I love Wiz Khalifa. I want to get a Wiz Khalifa tat. I show my homage or homage, however people like to say it. You know, I tat up my idols and all that. And all Wiz Khalifa did the whole time was yell, throw your hands up in the air. Like, he just didn't rap shit. All he did was just like yell random shit. And
just let the crowd sing.
My sister, my best friend, and his lady, we all went together as a group of 4. And all he did was like just yell, put your hands in the air. And then he bought out like this, like, I don't remember if it was like a foam gun or a smoke gun. He like fucked it. Like just dry hump this thing. We're all like just like looking at each other like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, I don't think, what is up with Wiz tonight? But then I kind of put it into perspective when if you're at that level and you're doing, 50, 60 dates across the country, they probably see little Columbus, Ohio or Cuyahoga Falls, like taking the night off. This shit's gonna be
just let the crowd sing.
Yeah, you guys are getting 20% of me tonight. Sorry. Like,
I'd be bummed for sure.
I mean, I wasn't like too bummed about it, but I'm talking about it, so I'm a level of bummed.
You were a little let down.
Yeah, a little bit. Right. I'll never forget when Logic came out. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I don't know. You talked about the crowd singing. Like, I'm cool with that a little bit, but sometimes I feel like it's overused. Like,
who was it that at Ink that did that the whole time?
I don't know, but
The Offspring.
I definitely thought about it because the whole crowd is singing a well-known song. Like, this is cool, but I also paid you to sing, so why don't you sing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You're like, that's my guy. Say the words I want you to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
I listen to this song every day.
It's all
so watch
and for me, it's all about the moment. Like,
you want to hear that voice, not
because I'm also the guy that's like, put your cell phone down. Nobody's gonna watch your fucking video on your iPhone.
No.
Put your phone down, live in the moment. And
I said that before we went to Ink, but then my daughter wanted to see the video of Hailstorm playing on my phone.
I get that. And I took a small, like a 30-second clip of Skillet.
I love both those
because
groups.
The kids are always telling Alexa to play, was it Feel Like a Monster or whatever? They love it. So I'm like, I got to get this for my kids.
Is I take one video if I go somewhere
You're like, I'm here. Kind of like,
I do one video and I just put my phone in my pocket.
I get it, but I'm just all about living in the moment and, experiencing that because.
Yeah. Well, hats off to you, dude, because like just the first time I started hearing my own voice and putting it on the internet for other people to like roast me, that was enough for me to like anybody who's performing live. I'm like, I don't care what you're doing. Like, that's just awesome to me. Like, I'll go.
No, appreciate that.
I'll go pay my respects just if you have a freaking microphone in front of you.
There's something about it.
Yeah, no, I definitely like. Do you know what Audacity is?
Yeah,
that's the first program I started recording music on when I was 17. I had like a $20 microphone, a little cheap ass interface, and a laptop that barely worked. And I had no money, or not. I don't even. Like, I was working at Taco Bell, but I was saving up. I might have had my car or some shit.
You didn't have studio money though.
Yeah. Not even like, so, and I wasn't living with my mom at the time to save up all my money or my granny. So, I'll never forget the first time I ever sat down to record. I was like, oh, I'm about to fucking blow up, make a fucking hit. And I went to sat down at that computer and I was like, how do you do this shit? And the first time I ever heard my vocal on recording, that shit was trash, dude.
Yeah, just walk away.
I hear my old music now. Like I would always, before I posted music, I've tried to record music for 3 years before I posted anything because I wanted the quality to be at a standpoint where people wouldn't just shit on the quality before they even heard me out. So it took me a little bit to, get there, but I would make a song and I'd email it to people, and I'd always email it to my best friend, my homie Dylan. And, he'll fucking, we'll be sitting there smoking or something, hanging out sometimes, and he'll like throw some shit on, and I'm like, bro, shut that the fuck off, dude. I'm not trying to listen to that shit right now. He's like, come on, man, you don't remember this? I'm like, yes, I remember it. Like,
I sang it. Yeah, I wrote it and I sang it.
Nah, I appreciate those moments though, even though it's like cringy for me to listen to. It's cool to like see my family or like some of my friends like bring up some shit I made when I was 18 or 17 or even 16, maybe a little bit.
That's all part of paying your dues, right? You have cheap equipment, songs that you're kind of it's cringe later, but
they're still
it shows your growth though.
I was gonna say it kind of, they're benchmarks. Like you can look back, like even you say you're doing stuff every day and you're learning every day, but you can go back and be like, this is how far I've come.
Yeah.
I
reference my like previous songs in my songs a lot.
Yeah.
The first thing, now this might sound corny to y'all, but the first thing I ever recorded was called Mansfield Drip. And I was 16 and it was over, do you guys know who Migos are? The rap trio, R.I.P. or Takeoff.
Am I the only one who knows that?
I do loosely.
Okay. He was nodding his head.
Tim's like,
you never heard of Migos, man? Okay.
I don't think so.
They're not Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's fine.
They're way better than Bone Thugs.
One of them died, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Takeoff, sadly. But got fucking, I don't even want to say I died. It was just sad. But he got shot, long story short.
Okay.
But they had a song called Ric Flair Drip. And this fucking chick I thought was cute in high school. I was in study hall one day and she's like, listen to this song. And like kids knew I like wrote raps. I would battle rap at lunch sometimes and shit. It was so fun. But she's like, you should fucking write over this beat. And it was a song called Ric Flair Drip. And this is another way I got so good at writing is in like, I didn't have beats, but I would write over legitimate fucking beat or songs at school. And then I get home and look up at the beat. So I'm writing my lyrics on top of like an actual finished studio song. But I didn't know what to call this shit. So I just called it Mansfield Drip. I like recorded this in a kid's basement I knew at the time. I was like 16. And like I just went in there, laid this shit one take. It was like this raw ass audio with a tad of reverb on it. And I don't even know if there was reverb on it. It might have just been the reverb of like the big ass basement room we were in.
Yeah.
But put it up on SoundCloud. I got like 400 views within like 30 minutes. I thought I was blowing the fuck up, dude.
That's pretty good though.
That's pretty damn good.
It never cracked like 600 though. So I was just like, damn. Dude, my world was crushed in like the matter of an hour. And I was just like, all right, I got to keep going. Like,
yeah, most people wouldn't keep going. That's the thing.
But I got another song. I just need to mix it. It'll come down the pipe. I performed it once already. I performed it at the hip hop cypher this year at the fairgrounds. It's called, I don't know what to fucking call it. Like 9 times out of 10, I'll just make a beat, name the fucking beat. And I really like the beat, so I'll just start writing to it. And like, I'm kind of trash at writing hooks a little bit. Like, it's hard for me to really think of like some catchy shit that people want to say. Like, I do the same thing every day, bro. I wake up, I go to fucking work, I come home, and I'm fucking tired. Like,
I get it.
Like, I got to work for every dime in my pocket. Like, people like kind of view me as a little kid, but I'm like, bro, I'm a fucking like tax paying American, bro. I work 40 to 50 hours a week. My fucking back hurts. All right. But so it's kind of hard for me to like think some shit, and it's like rap, so it's hard for me to think of something that people will want to play in the club. So I just like, I dropped the rapper because people kind of look at it like cringe and just start calling myself an artist. But I'll name a beat and I'll write something to it, and then I'll just like name it whatever the beat was named. That's how my song Mothership came to be. I knew we were going to have a rap show at a venue called the Mothership on Park Ave, and we were going on the podcast, Tom's podcast, the open mic, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking make some alien sounding shit. And I made some alien sounding shit and just named it Mothership. And one day I just started writing to it, and I'm like, the fuck do I name this? But I got one coming down the pipe. The beat is named Poseidon. I just might end up naming the shit Poseidon, but I say drop Mansfield Drip and I turn into Poseidon. And I have a lot of songs like that where I like, oh fuck, what is that song? Pray For Me. Yeah, one of my songs called Pray For Me. The very like first single I dropped when my quality got there on all streaming services, it was called Honest, and it was like came out with Honest, and I started popping or some shit like that. Like I'll reference a lot of my older songs just for like the ones who know, mainly like maybe my brother and my mom, but
for yourself also.
Oh yeah, for sure. The world will catch on one day, no doubt. But
so like, what is there anything in particular that keeps you inspired to keep, like, when you're in your own head thinking of, do you just sit down and go, I'm gonna write, or you're like, you think of a verse or something and then you're like, put it in your notes?
if I think of like things I put in my notes, it's mainly just like a word, like I want to say like I like steal from people in a way, but like I just draw inspiration. Like my buddy Keith has this fucking song, and in the middle of it, he has this ad lib. He says "cowbunga," and I was like, I'm about to fucking, I gotta use cowbunga now. Fuck, I just like wrote it in my notes. I've yet to use it. I don't know what to use it with, but
That's
like
a hard one.
Yeah, it was a hard one.
I'm trying to
It'll
rhyme.
click one day.
yeah, it was just like it made me laugh though. I like rappers or like musicians or bands or like that have like sequences or cadences or like schemes that haven't really been said or done yet, which is hard as fuck to do now.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
Like, if there's any particular process you do for,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
sit down, I'm going to write this song, or it just kind of comes to you slowly, or you take a walk, or
The writing, because it's more so like I mean, I call myself an artist. I more so look at it like full blown art now. Like it's definitely a process. I don't just sit down and, you know, I mean, I do sometimes. Like the best songs are the ones that just write themselves.
mm-hmm.
But do I ever sit down now and make a beat and write a song and record it right there? No. Like maybe 7 out of 10 times I'm not doing that. I'll make a beat. I'll like be listening to it like, fuck man, I really like this, but what am I going to write to it? I don't want to give this to someone. What am I going to write to it? And then like one day I'll be driving. One day I'll be somewhere. I'll be in the middle of a conversation like this. And I'm like, wait, then I'll like start pulling out my phone and I'll write like the lines or whatever I'm thinking of or whatever just popped into my head at the moment. But a lot of my favorite songs recently, like I'll have like a hook or something or a verse and I need like a second verse. And it might take 4 months for that second verse to come.
Yeah.
But
you don't rush it.
No, I definitely don't rush the process.
Do you think you did that when you were younger? As far as rushing
but
it?
without realizing it, you know, I think
You're
I was
just more
like,
excited.
yeah, so eager to get it out and everything. Like my favorite songs of mine I don't have a lot of like, I have some vulnerable shit out, you know, like I have a project called No Rest for the Weary. And the reason my face is all beat up and shit. And like, I mean, my parents did their best, but you know, every like child I feel like comes out with scars and traumas and shit from their childhood. And like, I was just kind of more so like rapping about my childhood and my fucking upbringing. Like that shit wasn't easy. Like I had to get a job the day I was 16. I moved out the day I was fucking 18. Like,
Yeah.
I had shit I wanted to do. And so I, like, fuck the other day, like, yeah, when I went to the reservoir and I was telling you, I got ate the fuck up. I was just going through it with people in my life and shit. So I went out to Clear Fork Reservoir and like just spilled a fucking song out called Struggle. And I can't wait to record it. It's like some like down shit. And you'll see me here smiling right now. When I record it, I'm going to be in this same fucking mood. Like, man, I cannot wait for this to be done.
Yeah.
But people are going to look at me like, fuck, are you okay? But it's definitely, it's harder for me the farther I've gotten to pull not necessarily inspiration, but just things that I think are good enough to use. My brother, you know, with him being older than me by a few years and being in his own band and seeing them go through their own, what do you want to call it? Like obstacles as artists and hardships and shit. I've definitely picked up a lot of game, even though they're heavy metal and I'm rap. It's all music.
Yeah.
And in comedy, it's the same fucking way. I think Dave Chappelle even said this shit that like, you gotta do it when you don't want to do it because you got to get through the bullshit to get to the good shit.
That's fair. Yeah.
So even if I'm not like, you guys know who J. Cole is. Like I love J. Cole.
J. Cole. Yeah.
Do you know who J. Cole is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
But he
sounds familiar.
He has this thing where he does
Cole
like
World.
7-minute drills where he'll write a verse in 7 minutes and he won't overthink it too hard. It's just like, it's a first line. Quit overthinking that shit. Just keep fucking going. So
that's the hardest thing is just to get started with shit.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that stems from like self-doubt though. Like, fuck, this isn't good. This isn't a good first line. You know, if you're like an artist that's like a painter or something, or like you're drawing some shit, like this isn't, let me fucking erase this. Give me a new page or something like that. And it's just like, Okay, you got
I have a
Speaking
friend that
Jeff's,
would purposely
speaking
fuck
Jeff's
up all the time.
language.
Yeah, I like to purposely fuck up at first.
Yeah,
Just get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah. Or when we used to ride bikes, we'd get our helmets custom painted and they'd come back all perfect.
Mhm.
First thing we do is just drop them.
Just
okay.
just
Yeah,
fuck it
because
up,
that
put a
kind of
big
takes
old
away
chip
the
in that
fear
thing.
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know,
wearing that new helmet out there. Hell no.
It's like a new pair of shoes. Like you get that new pair and you're like, fuck, man, I don't want to fuck these up.
you might
Then
as
you
well
get
just
that,
scuff them.
you drop that mustard on them or some shit. Your brother throws a bottle of mustard at you, or you get that fucking scuff on them. It's like, fuck it, you know. It's
Then
like,
their mustard splatter paint version. That's
Yeah.
when you try to make, you try to polish the turd, they say.
yeah, catch up that other side.
I'm
You know?
splatter painting these bitches with
Yeah,
mustard.
New mustard editions, baby.
That's a true story. My brother did throw a fucking bottle of mustard at me one time, stained my whole shit.
Oh,
Not my shoes, but like, I mean, it was my shoes, but it was like a whole side of my body. It like hit above my knee, fucking stained my shorts, my fucking shirt, my shoes.
That's turmeric.
It was a black t-shirt, khaki. I don't remember what I was like 13 years old. I remember this shit. It was a black t-shirt, khaki cargo shorts, and black Converse. That black, none of those
It stains
shit,
all of them.
none of that shit was the same ever again.
Did you deserve it?
I don't think so.
I know what it's like to have an asshole brother.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he's not an asshole anymore. It's okay. I mean, we had I mean, as you get older, I don't know about you guys, but as I've gotten older with my siblings, I've had like heart to hearts with them and shit and all that. And the way me and him fought when we were younger, because he's only 18 months older than me. I hate to sound like his mother, he was only 18 months older than him. But
Yeah.
we fought like fucking cats and dogs. I never thought we'd be as close as we were now. And we were talking about that very instant the other day. And I was like, I don't remember what. He's like, you were being a little shit. And I was like, I don't remember, but I mean, if you think I fucking deserved it, then cool. Like,
Mm-hmm. They deserve it sometimes.
Yeah, I've taken the little shit title a few times. Now he lets me hang out, you know.
We built a studio
Yeah.
yeah.
in my basement, so
Bonded.
yeah, you grow up and you grow together,
Yeah.
Not for everybody.
No, not for everybody,
No,
but miracles do happen.
I don't know if this is a weird question, but I think I'm out the loop right now. Are y'all brothers?
Yeah.
Damn, I
Yeah.
did not even pick that shit up.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. All right.
Yep.
I can see it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 years apart.
Who's your top 5? I gotta
Fuck.
ask.
Okay. I said this shit on Facebook.
Dead
the
or
other day.
alive?
My age definitely plays a factor. I always
I
say
get
this, but no particular order, because I think rap is a lot like, I compare it to the NFL. Who is the greatest NFL team of all fucking time? That's what I'm saying. You don't know. It's particularly like a brand at this fucking point. It's just kind of like, who's your favorite?
You can't even
Right.
determine that really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, my top 5, no particular order. I'm fucking taking Lil Wayne, Kendrick, Cole, Jay-Z, and M.
That's fair.
That's like the
Then-
All-Stars, really.
Then I could fucking, like, I can do like a top 10. Then I'll throw in 50 Cent. I'll throw in Drake. I'll throw in fucking Big Sean.
I'm surprised none of those, like, I'm not going to say no name, but like, you know what I mean? I'm surprised there's not more underground people in there.
You think?
Yeah, just knowing you and knowing what we talked about, like, you
Oh,
really
yeah.
respect some of those dudes.
I mean, I would get a lot of shit for this, but like definitely top 5. I mean, I could make a fucking case for him being the greatest of all time, but like Russ, I mean, I know a lot of folks don't know
That's
him,
what I mean.
and he makes a lot of like love songs and shit, but like this man,
You see some genius there.
yeah, he made the fucking There's Really a Wolf. That's a classic fucking album to me. That's like a top 5 favorite hip hop album to me all time. Like that, I still listen to that album front to back to this fucking day. It's timeless music, and he made all the fucking beats. He wrote every word of the song. He recorded it. He mixed it. He mastered it. Like, who did that?
Yeah.
He made it to Billboard 200.
Fair.
Yep.
I mean, not even in the 200. I think it peaked at like 49 or some shit like that. So better than, 75% of the cats already on it with labels and engineers and fucking. He
And
did
that
it
should
with,
really have no bearing on the worth of something. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
I when you were talking in the beginning, I was kind of thinking like, what's the advantages to being famous? Like,
None.
yeah, like if you're not about the money, I guess like you're just trapped in a lot of way. Like, let's say you have a famous song that catches on, like you're kind of trapped in that paradigm. People
Mhm.
want to hear that song from then on. So I think it's freedom, not
I think that's
not
more so
climbing
like
the charts that much, you know, like, but I'm sure that Russ, I haven't heard his music, but I'm sure he's unaffected by it, which kind of cancels it out. Like, fuck you guys.
to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, he just dropped a whole fucking album called Santiago about like self-improvement and ignoring the shit because he like canceled a show or canceled a whole fucking like European tour just because like people were fucking with him too much and it was just like taking up mental space. Yeah. Which I mean, at that level, at that magnitude, like, okay, I'll throw Kanye like up there. I love fucking Kanye. All right,
the old Kanye.
I mean, Kanye. Period.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like I just have to say the old Kanye.
I don't stand with everything Kanye is doing. Clearly,
trying to take me back to the old Kanye,
anti-Semitic ass comments and all that. But like, we love you.
You have to put Kanye up there. You kind of have to at least top 10.
Produced this fucking song right here. It's "One Man Can Change the World" by Big Sean. Like that's
there you go.
You know, but I always tell people, like, if you were that level of famous, you would be fucking crazy too. Mm-hmm. Like, he cannot go anywhere in this planet without being like, holy shit, that's Kanye.
Right.
Can't go to Walmart. Can't go to fucking McDonald's. You know, can't get in the car and go down the street without. You ever seen that video? He's opening up his garage door. It's literally like 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's a dude fucking filming him. And his garage door is opening up, and this dude's filming him on his phone. He's like, "Hey, good morning, Kanye." And he's like, "Shut the fuck up." like
it would make you want to fuck with them.
Yeah. Like it
would invite disaster in a way.
Like fuck, man. I don't even want to say it. Like, I'm a Bieber fan. I maybe have like 2 songs by Justin Bieber out of the 10,000 on my phone.
Dude, I'm just saying, real recognize real. You can't. I don't know.
You ever see the
people
video?
think it's funny just to shit on people because they sing pop music, but I'm just
yeah. But there's videos of like Justin Bieber walking around. He's like, "Can y'all?" It's like paparazzi. It's like in his fucking face. And he's like, "Can y'all give me 10 fucking feet?"
Right.
And then he's shitty to one of them, and then TMZ and fucking whoever the hell else, Rolling Stone, are like, "Justin Bieber fucking slams paparazzi reporter and calls him a dick or whatever. Like, cancel him." Like,
from a photographic perspective, they have zooms, right? Like, they have zoom lenses that they could be 10 feet away very easily.
But how are they going to slap the cameras out of their hands?
It's like one person goes in front, and then the next person goes in front, and then the next thing you know, they're just encircling them. So
but I also think about it this way: like, if you're some 22-year-old dipshit like me, and you're living in Cali next around all these fucking celebrities, and you want to go work for a blog or E-News or People Magazine, you're going to be fucking taking your shitty iPhone and fucking trying to make your way.
But then again, you know, they're probably wanting to incite that. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna sell that.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever thought about just like getting 4 of your buddies? Like, I'll loan you guys the camera equipment. You guys can just like lots of flashes and shit, and like just cause a scene. I think people would be like, "Hey, there's a celebrity right there."
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of do get recognized a little bit now. It kind of like, I was in Walmart the other day, and I'm at the fucking self-checkout, and this dude's like swear, like, I put my fucking life on it. Like, I'm at Walmart, I'm at the self-checkout. I'm an introvert. I have my fucking headphones in. That's definitely bad with my generation. I get a lot of shit for walking around with my headphones, but I don't like people. So,
yeah, they're your headphones. You can do what you want.
Yeah. And I'm at the fucking self-checkout, and I hear, "Holy shit, you're Devy Kay." And I look up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's weird for me. And I'm like, thanks. Like, and I gotta be like, thanks, man. Like, and I genuinely was like appreciative of it. Like, that meant the fucking world to me.
So what's so weird? It's like off-putting, but it's also like very genuine and sincere.
But it causes a chain reaction. And maybe it's just like Mansfield or some shit because it's so small town. But then that's what the fuck it was right there. Someone looked at me and they're like, "Who are you?" And it was Devy Kay.
That's not Mansfield, dude. That's mob mentality.
Yeah. And then fucking coincidentally, dude, there's one of my dudes. And he's like, anytime anyone knows me and I walk in somewhere, they're like, "Hey, yo, Devy Kay." And then like, I saw one of my fucking friends and he was right there as I'm talking to these 2 people. He's like, "Devy Kay and this bitch." And like, there's a third person calling Devy Kay. And then like a fourth one fucking was like, "Yeah, I think I've seen you on the internet around." And it was after the hip hop cypher and all that. "I just seen you were at that hip hop show, man. Keep doing your thing, young buck, blah, blah, blah." Like,
that's cool.
Yeah,
it is cool, but like,
it's hard to deal. Like, it's a little taste of what we're talking about. You can imagine if you had that all the time.
I was in Walmart for
you weren't prepped for it.
I was in Walmart for 35 more minutes just talking to these people. And I was like, fuck, man. I'm like, I see the shit now.
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you later.
Yeah, like it hits that extent a little bit. Like, all right, guys, like I really gotta go.
If you had to give advice to anybody, like be it your younger self or somebody 14, 15 years old that wants to do what you do, what would you tell them?
This might sound dumb, but don't stop. I mean, people doing this shit don't really know what the fuck they're doing either. They just kind of keep doing it. Yeah. And I learned that from another artist I listen to, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you really love it and you really want to make this your life, you're going to do whatever the fuck you got to do. Whether it's sounding shitty on audio for 4 fucking years while you figure it out, whether it's you don't know how to make beats and you can't write beats, so you're going to fucking, or you can't make beats, you don't know anyone that makes beats, so you're going to fucking use YouTube beats and you're going to post your songs for free just because.
Just figure it out, huh?
Yeah, literally just keep fucking penning shit. If this fucking show sucks, the next one's going to be better. Like,
you guys just face so many constraints. Like, rap has to be a certain way. And I'm not even describing it as rap, but like it has so many genres, like we were talking about. It's over described or over categorized. And like, I think painting is like a really good example of how it's not, it isn't that way. Like you could make 1,000 paintings in the same, if you do the same thing 1,000 times, people are going to think it's like a style pretty much.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
So there's freedom in that. And I just feel like I give you credit for just operating outside of that constraint or trying to.
Another thing is just also like, don't try to be anyone but yourself. Right. I don't think like I got this nasally ass white guy voice, and like when I hop on a track, like I just started my new job. The dude showed me how to do my job. He asked me what I like to do, and like when I tell people I'm like a rapper, they like kind of cringe. Or like I've walked in the job interviews, they're like, "So what? Tell me about yourself." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a rapper." And they're like, "Oh, fuck, we're not gonna hire this one." But I don't like to lie. So like to an extent, I'm just like, no, I'm a producer. And he's like, "Oh, so do you play instruments?" And like I can kind of half-ass put some chords together on a piano, but no, I do not play instruments. I do everything on a MacBook. I flip samples. I use MIDI chords. People give me shit, but like just watch. I want to start making content this way, but like, I mean, we were on content earlier. We all know how that shit goes, but like I'll show people what I do. Like I'm a full blown fucking producer. Samples or not, it's not cheating, but
it seems like that could be your shorts. Like your whatever the kids call it, reels, shorts,
reels, shorts. Yeah.
I like to see the production end of it.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I forgot where I was going. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, I helped. I covered you on that.
Oh, I remember. Like, don't try to be anyone but yourself. Like, I don't think you can compare me. Oh, he sounds like this guy. Oh, he sounds like Travis Scott. But like, not to shit on any other artist, but I've like, if I go to a show and someone else is showing me their music or something like that, and I'm conferring with Keith or something after, we're like, oh yeah, he sounds like this guy. Like you can really pick out, who the fuck they sound like or who they're trying to emulate. And I don't know if you know any of these guys. And I was talking to my brother one time. This was a couple of years ago. I don't know what he would say now, honestly. I think he would say I sound like Devy Kay. But he was like, you sound like a Hobson G-Eazy like fucking like mix. And if you know either of those dudes,
I know G-Eazy.
Yeah. But like, okay, Hobson gets called a poor man's Eminem. And he's just like, I fucking love Hop, but he doesn't even make music anymore. But
you didn't like that description?
No, not really. I didn't like that description. And just now, like, just my voice doesn't sound like anyone. Like, oh yeah, back to the dude that at my job, he was listening to my music and he was like, you can definitely tell this is you. He's like, you rapping right now, it sounds like you talking. Like I can, like it sounds like you. Mm-hmm. And I like appreciate the fuck out of that. Like, whether
you could overproduce it to make it not sound like you, right?
Yeah. I only had 2 songs out with auto-tune. I mean, I'm singing on them. Like I sing on the hooks and that's what the auto-tune is on. And then I rap on the verses and I take it off. But like, I'd love to do them live, but like, fuck, I'm not at that like level of faith yet where I want to take that leap and, full blown sing live. I would do it if I had like, honestly, the knowledge and the production to use autotune and reverb and all that shit live. I just don't have the equipment or the knowledge or the people behind me. But one day,
right,
go full blown Post Malone.
Yeah, Speaking of SoundCloud rapper.
You,
Turned famous.
You like Post Malone?
Yeah.
I fucking love Post Malone.
I just don't get the vibrato, like the.
That's an effect.
I know it's an effect, but it's.
Is it an effect? Because it seems like when he sings like acoustic and does country songs, he's still not as much as that, but it has that like shake to it. You know what I mean?
That's like a.
I'm trying to think of the album. He has one of the albums where he like really overdid it
the whole time.
I don't know what the effect is called, but it's like a little fucking like knob you can use that makes the vocal like shake. Like
I thought it was his like a Whitney Houston.
He kind of does it, but you're right. There is like his first full album.
I think it was Hollywood's Bleeding, which was his third album, or his next one. It's the one where he's like sitting in a pool. I know it's
the same one. Yeah,
I think he's got it's not the same one as Hollywood's Bleeding. The ones where he's sitting in a pool, I think it's honestly just called like Austin or some shit like that.
Right.
But I know like I read a lot of like online blogs and shit about music and all that. They're like, this album fucking sucks. He's doing this fucking too much. Blah blah blah. I'm like, you guys have no clue how hard this shit is to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can agree with it. It's not my favorite either. But fuck, like ripping the man to shreds. You know?
Right. And they can't sing. Right.
Old Posty.
Yeah.
So you said that it's not about the money, but what's your mecca? Like at what point do you say I've made it? Like
my goal?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have goals and dreams with this. Like I would love to live like financially and comfortably off my music. You know, I know I'm nowhere near that level, but I mean, I can go cash out the money I made off my streams right now. I've made close to $200 off my streams. And you mean, fuck, through Spotify, you get like what, 7/100ths of a penny for fucking a stream.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing like selling CDs or a hard copy or anything like that anymore. Like you don't make dick. But the fact that I've made like 200, like it goes to show, like we just dropped a project yesterday and it's already got over 56,000 streams. I mean, no, that's cool, not a lot of money, but until I can legitimately write it off on a fucking tax form or some shit like that, I'm just not going to cash it out because it's like, what's the fucking point?
Right.
Because if it's like $200, what is that going to do?
I didn't know people were getting dicked like that on there.
Oh, dude, the Spotify CEO gets so much shit. Like there was something where he's like, I mean, I don't call myself a musician. I call myself an artist and a producer. But what he said in the meeting, because he was getting, I don't know if it was like Congress or some shit. I don't think it was that high up, but he was getting ripped somewhere about how much, you know, the people who upload get paid. And he was like, something about content creator this, content creator that. Like, I'm not a fucking content creator, dude.
Yeah.
Go look at my Instagram. Clearly, I'm not a fucking content creator.
I think that came out after the Snoop video. It was like 1 billion streams and he made 20 grand or something like that.
No, it was $4,000. 1 million streams on YouTube only gets you $4,000.
But also with Spotify, to play devil's advocate, you don't have to get any contracts with like record labels and people like physically selling your items in a store. You don't have to make any deals. It's just up there. And you don't have any of that headache. You just get the streams. So it's kind of like, I don't think they get what they're owed, but at the same time, how easy it is to just get it on there.
To
and then
me,
people
it's
start
the new
listening.
SoundCloud in a way. Like if anyone and everyone can fucking get on Spotify and Apple, go get you a DistroKid, go get you a TuneCore, go get you a like Ditto or Dido, whatever it's called. It's DITTO. I don't know how you fucking say it.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Was SoundCloud, if I remember correctly, it was like free. Like you could download their songs and have the files, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a little bit more open source in that sense. But
the cool thing about SoundCloud though is like you went to SoundCloud to find some new shit.
Right.
That was the only reason you had SoundCloud. You didn't go to SoundCloud to fucking listen to Snoop Dogg. You went to YouTube where you had a fucking Snoop Dogg CD.
That's not true. So way back in the day, I think I found SoundCloud when I was making my own ringtones.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you could grab stuff off there.
Oh. Age is a factor.
I was thinking about
at least like in my generation, like we use SoundCloud.
For sure.
We use SoundCloud to like go find some new shit. And that was where like Posty, Travis Scott,
well, it was like
Rush.
Extra Lively for a while, right?
Yeah,
there were like 4 or 5 years where it was just like new shit all
I don't
the
even
time.
think it was like that long, dude. It was fucking like, okay, I listened to a lot of like producers talking shit. And there's a producer named Kenny Beats I love. And he was like, I mean, his SoundCloud run was only like 3 years, and he was talking about how crazy it was being a fucking broke 18-year-old college student. And he's trying to, get in at a label as a fucking producer. But, he found this thing called SoundCloud, and, you didn't need copyright clearance or anything like that. So he's just flipping all this shit. Mm-hmm. Next thing he knows, he had fucking millions upon millions of streams on SoundCloud, and he's touring and shit at 21 years old. And that was the cool thing about it. Like, kids were going to it, in 2014, 15, 16, 17, I'd say. I don't really remember, like, when I hopped on SoundCloud, I wanted to, like, SoundCloud rapper was already a thing. Like, it was already like tagged. And I feel like once that tag hit, it was fucking throwing in the towel for it at that standpoint. Because
you don't want to be known as a SoundCloud rapper.
I fucking didn't want to be. That's why I uploaded like maybe 7 songs, and fucking my fucking profile picture is floating around on Google. It's like 15-year-old me eating a fucking quarter pounder. Like, like I didn't know what to fucking put for it. Like that's what I mean. Like when I try to be myself, like I have one singular gold chain. And I have a million lines about it just because I'm like, but I'll never be that type of fucking guy that has like just this big ass watch, fucking chains out the ass. Like I will never buy, I don't want to say never, but like I might buy 1 pair of Jordans and they're going to sit in the fucking box and I might wear them once every 3 years, maybe.
Right.
Like I'm sure you guys are familiar with Jordans, but like my favorite Jordan's a Retro 1. I've always wanted a high top shattered backboard Retro 1. That's the orange and black. But I know damn well, like if I were to fucking put those on my feet, I would be scared to walk. Like I just like you said, I would not want to scuff
luxury.
Them. Yeah. Like it just feels weird. I had pairs of Jordans before. I bought 2 pairs of Jordans. They were a pair of Retro 8s and a pair of Retro 9s, and I didn't even have them. I mean, I bought them off some guy who kept them really nice. Bought them for like $200, and I like wore them fucking once, and it just felt weird the whole time. I was like, this isn't me, dude. Like, give me my fucking New Balances, give me my little cheap Nikes or what the fuck ever. Like, that's me, man. So
this is why I'll never have a nice car. I want to beat it up.
Yeah.
Let it get beat up. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, for sure. The car I have now, I'll have till the fucking wheels fall off, man.
Drive it till it dies.
Yeah. I don't want to say I made the mistake, but I needed a new car a couple years ago. And it was like in the middle of COVID, and fucking used car payments were like damn near the same price as a new car payment.
That's how they got me too.
I was like, I'm just going to go get a new fucking car. And now every month that $335 come out. And I'm just like, and everyone, like, I'll bitch about it. They're like, that's a good car payment.
I was going to say, you're doing a lot better than most people on
like,
that.
Comparatively.
I'm like, what the fuck is yours? They're like $450, $500, $480. I'm like, fuck that, dude. And you got to carry full insurance on that thing. Oh my gosh. It's just $500 a month to get that bitch on the road. I'm like, dude, after this, and unless I can buy that fucking car outright, I'm never buying a new car again. I was like, I'm glad I learned this lesson.
Some sweet $2,000 cars around here too, because of all the old people that are passing away.
It's
unbelievable.
Yeah, you know what though? They used to be $500 cars.
You used to be able to get a shot out Honda Civic for $1,000, and then it would run longer than you. But
if you can drive a Standard nowadays, those things are going for nothing.
Where are they at? I'd buy some.
Yeah, just go search out some Standards.
Oh, you got any for sale?
No.
You better start shooting the Facebook Marketplace links this way.
No, thanks.
He's like, no,
you guys can search it.
Right on.
Right on.
Well, hey man, you got anything you want to shout out?
Not necessarily, just the people that support me, man. Been fucking working hard. Just moved to Columbus. I know I don't post a lot of content like that, but the ones who know me, fucking, I'm not a content creator, man. I'm a producer. I'm an artist. I write every day. I make beats every day. Sometimes the recording and, life shit gets in the way, fucking going to a job and bills and, family shit. And the move was a lot though, man. Fucking, I was supposed to get out of Mansfield when I was 18 with college, but COVID fucked me up. And I've been here I was here the past 4 years, just trying to figure out, the music shit and the sound and all that. But, now I'm in a bigger area, bigger environment, bigger music scene. So I hope I get some shit cracking down the fucking road. And hopefully, you guys start seeing Devy Kay on your phone screens more. And
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Hearing about them on Spotify and shit. I got a lot of great music. Like, I think it's great music. It's just, I make music I fucking like. You know,
as you should.
there's you know, there's so many artists or people that think you should make music this way, or you need to make a club song, or you need this or that or the other. And I learned something really long time ago. Like if you don't enjoy if you don't enjoy the shit you make, like if you don't enjoy listening to it, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I guess that's another piece of advice for someone that's wanting to do this. If you don't enjoy the shit you're fucking making, either work harder until you fucking like it, or just stop. But I mean, that might be blunt. I wish I could word that a different way.
No, that's
but
pretty much it.
Just be more authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Try to be yourself. And like that's why if you guys go listen to a project called Through the Floor, like on like I mean, essentially on the whole thing, I'm like Devy Kay in this bitch boy, and like people see me now, and that's why they say that shit. And it's kind of like, and I always got told, don't make, you cuss too much, don't put that in your mantra, or it's hard to advertise you, or what the fuck ever. But like, I cuss, we all cuss, it fucking happens. But
that's true.
No, man, I just really want to thank you guys for fucking bringing me up here and shit, helping me get my name out, taking the time out of your guys' day.
Well, we appreciate you as well.
For sure, man.
Coming through.
Lots of great music coming down the pipe, though. I'm going to get down here, get settled in Columbus, getting that scene down there and getting my groove of recording and working around this new job schedule and shit. And then, you're going to be seeing and hearing more of me, man. So,
yeah, we're looking forward to it, man.
Thank you.
Dude. August 17th.
Yeah. I'm going to shout out the whole Mansfield Music Fest. It's August 16th, August 17th, Go listen to some fucking great music, man. The beautiful thing about Mansfield, there's something for everybody. There's the hardcore, there's the rap, there's the heavy metal, there's the indie music, there's the EDM, they got a ton of fucking shit. And I think Mansfield is really, I've heard people say this, and now that I'm kind of living in Columbus and I've traveled around, I mean, I only have like 2 memories of ever leaving Ohio, but now that I've kind of been in and out of the fucking state everywhere, like there really is not a place like Mansfield. Mansfield's kind of its own little thing. So
especially musically, like there's some cool shit going on around.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mansfield's kind of, I don't want to say, I mean, I think it's gonna boil, but right now it's fucking bubbling up, and it's bubbling up pretty fucking quick. So go to Mansfield Music Fest, man, at Snow Trails, August 16th, August 17th, day 1 and 2. Go cop your fucking tickets. That's all I gotta say, man. That's my plug for it.
I'll put a link down for everybody.
I'll send you the ticket link, man.
Yeah,
so
right on.
Okay.
Shout out Hard Caliber Podcast, shout out y'all. Shout out Jeff fucking right here, man. I mean, I know we got videos somewhere in this motherfucker, but all these beautiful tattoos of mine he's done. So I'm very grateful for him. So
it's an honor.
He is also our tattoo plug.
Yeah.
I'm going to have ads coming in soon,
Fuck yeah, man. Make that money, bro.
I'm going to make them super
do what
cheesy.
You do. Do what you do best.
Mock ads.
Have you done a QR code yet?
What's that?
Never mind.
I was going to say.
Right on. Well, thanks again, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Of course, man. Thank y'all.
And thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
a recurring guest. Appreciate it. You're basically a co-host at this point. But anyway. All right. See you guys.
Later.
Salutations.